Hello and welcome back to the channel. Every time a new manufacturer enters the Bakkie or pickup segment, there's a lot of excitement in the market, and rightfully so. Here in South Africa and in the Australian markets, people love their pickups or their Bakkies, and they are one of the best sellers in the market. So when Kia announced that they are entering the market, there was a lot of excitement, and rightfully so. Their vehicles have gained a lot of traction in this market. And we got to see some renderings, some artist impressions, if you will, on how people think this Bakkie would look, like this one. Personally, I think this looks awesome. If the Bakkie ended up looking like this, I would definitely consider buying it. Unfortunately, when it got unveiled last week, it looked more like this. Now, I always say styling is personal preference. In this case, I'm not a fan, but you might be. I don't like this boxy design, and I think Kia even says it calls this design boxy and modular. Yeah, in the beige color or sand color, I typically don't like it. I feel like the wheel arches, that black plastic there, makes it look like those buoys to help it float in the ocean or something like that. That's the vibe I'm getting. But again, that's my opinion. You might have a different view. I do think, however, it looks better in the darker color because those aren't so pronounced in those images. But the front view, general grille design, yeah, not my kind of styling, but maybe you enjoy it. But I've spent a bit of time looking at all of the different images that they produced as part of the launch. You do get it in a single cab as well as a double cab, so there's quite a few different images. And I finally found the one that I think the angle that this vehicle looks the best in. And you know, there's always that one angle that you can look at and think, yeah, from this angle, this vehicle looks good. For the Kia Tasman, this is this one. When you're sitting inside of it, I think it looks the best because then you can't see the exterior. The interior overall, I can make do with. The steering wheel is a little bit busy to my liking, but the rest of the interior seems quite premium. Overall, it looks like it will be a comfortable place to be. All jokes aside, let me tell you a bit more about the Kia Tasman. So this has been revealed and will be coming to South Africa towards the second half of 2025. Seems like there's 3 trim levels. There's a base model, an X-Line and an X-Pro. So the X-Line and the X-Pro will have all-wheel drive as standard, where this will be an optional extra on the base model. So you'll probably get a 2-wheel drive and an optional 4-wheel drive variant. As I mentioned, there's a single and a double cab that will be produced. Looking at the drivetrain, there's a 2.5 litre turbo petrol engine producing 207 kilowatts and 421 Newton meters, and this can only be had in an 8-speed automatic. Or there's a 2.2 litre turbo diesel engine, and that produces 154 kilowatts and 441 Newton meters. This can be had with the same 8-speed automatic or a 6-speed manual. Looking at these output figures, it is quite similar to what you would find on a 2.8 Toyota Hilux or the bi-turbo Ford Ranger, so it will be pretty much in line with where the segment is at. We do have some details on some of the standard features on these vehicles. There will be Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which at this stage should just be a standard requirement for these vehicles. We shouldn't even need to mention that. You get a dual wireless charging pad. There's quite an interesting folding console in the middle, so it creates a bit of a table, I guess, for lunch or having coffee or putting snacks or a laptop or something like that. Quite an interesting touch. Then you get a hidden storage bin underneath the rear seats with a capacity of 33 liters, which can be quite handy to put things just a little bit out of sight. It's always a thing with a double cab. If you don't have a canopy on the back, where do you put stuff? Because if you put it inside the car, it's just rolling around. So quite a handy storage bin that you'll have there. And then it claims to have the best in-segment headroom, shoulder room, as well as second row leg room, and the rear seats can also recline. I think that's maybe where some of the design pieces comes from, is to get all of this room and spaciousness inside the cabin. Then there's talks of an optional 8-speed Harman Kardon premium audio system, which I guess will be on the X-Pro and maybe the X-Line variants. The Kia Tasman is also expected to come with key driver aids, such as lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, remote parking assist, as well as rear cross traffic alert. The Kia Tasman is expected to launch in South Africa towards the second half of 2025, and I guess pricing will only be released closer to the actual release date of the vehicle. The class leader in the Bakkie segment for quite some time has traded between the Toyota Hilux and the Ford Ranger, with the Isuzu D-Max also selling a decent number of vehicles. Would you consider not buying one of those and going for a Kia Tasman? Let me know in the comments what you think about this. What do you think about the styling? Would you consider buying it? And I'll catch you in the next one.